guys, what's up? It's Joe Rady from Rady's Rides. I'm back here at Ed Morse Mazda in Port Richey, Florida, because guess what? I'm here to feature Mazda's top selling vehicle. This is a 2020 CX-5, and what's wonderful is that there are a few little changes for 2020 that I think overall are just gonna make things a little bit more enjoyable while you're behind the wheel. But let's talk a little bit of history about Mazda. Mazda's been around since the late 20s. Believe it or not, wasn't cars, it was cork that they were producing. They didn't make their first vehicle until the Mazda Go all the way back in 1937. Fast forward to the 21st century, and they have a really fun lineup of vehicles that are meant for the driver, and also vehicles that have a level of fit and finish, especially on the interior, that you would think that the price tag would read a lot higher when it comes to the numbers. But why don't we go ahead, dive into the 2020 Mazda CX-5, see what's different, and see what still makes it a great SUV. Right off the bat, I love the styling. It looks like a Mazda. I love what they do with the headlight design. Very slim, very small. Everything is blacked out in there except for the silver trim around the projector beam style headlight there. We drop down, you get a little bit of chrome here, and then keep dropping down. Very, very tasteful design. It's not meant to look like a vent, and this is what I'm talking about. So many vehicles have straight up fake vents. They look like vents, but they're not real. This is not meant to look like a vent. It's a nice decorative design. I like it. We come across that open grille. If you notice the nice concave look to the grille, gloss black, love the design. That chrome trim follows from one side to the other. I think that's smart. One cohesive strip all the way. You have this lower lip extension with a horizontal bar that's gonna help feed that radiator some air. Plus, it looks good. It's flat black. It's gonna take a beating very nicely. We get up onto the low sloping hood, and you'll notice with Mazda, it's not about all these folds. It's not about like back when you're in elementary school making a paper plane and you folded it 20 different ways. Two simple body lines, that's it. That's all she wrote. That's all she needs. We come around the bend. Very, very tasteful with the flat black. Now, they didn't go too wide with it. They brought it all the way around the fender treatment. We drop down, and I love these gunmetal gray wheels. 17-inch wheel. It's got a nice 65 series sidewall that's going to give you a comfortable ride, but I love the design of the spoke design and everything, and just the amount of gap between the top of the tire and inside the fender, really, really spot on. Now, as we come down the side of this CX-5, we have some nice sparkling pearlescent white on the mirrors. Turn signals built right in there. I like the way they don't do chrome top and bottom. Chrome across the bottom, that's all you need. That flat black silk area is just, it doesn't rise up. It's just nice and straight all the way across, goes into the fender treatment. Quarter window is on the smaller side, but you know what? It actually has a really nice touch. It almost looks like a hockey stick, the way that they kind of widen it near the back. We come around to the back, and probably one of my favorite things about any Mazda are the taillights. I love the design, full LED. You can see how they extend off the back, really put some thought into it. And then from the back, you have a simple low roof spoiler, but as we drop down, you still have some flat black, just like up front, and two functioning exhaust tips, which is nice to see because they seem to be almost a thing of the past. But why don't we pop the hood and see what's powering the CX-5? All right, guys, we got the hood popped on the Mazda CX-5. This is a touring trim level. We'll get more into that in a second, but what you'll see underneath the hood, that is that tried and true 2.5 liter inline four naturally aspirated engine, 187 horsepower, 187 pound-feet of torque. If you're wondering, well, how fast is this? 0 to 60, it's not the quickest. You're looking around 8 seconds, but the good news is no CVT. It's got a 6-speed automatic transmission. It weighs in around 3,527 pounds. And when it comes to MPGs, you're gonna get 25 in the city, 31 in the highway. I like the consistency of Mazda's lineup. This 2.5 is used in a plethora of their vehicles, and it really returns some so-so decent performance, but some really good MPGs. But why don't we go ahead, fire up this CX-5 and see what it sounds like. All right, guys, we're in the Mazda CX-5 that Touring trim level edition. I know you're probably saying, well, Joe, I like the CX-5. It's very stylish outside. I like the overall MPG numbers and stuff. How much is this one? Being a touring, you're looking around MSRP of $29,000. Let's see what you get for the money. Now, to the door panels. I like the soft material at the top of the door, that gray contrast stitching. The armrest is very, very soft. They do a great job. This has the optional Bose sound system. You go from the door to the dash, same great soft material, same great stitch work. You have a little bit of this dark silver trim, some chrome trim around the AC vents, and then there's your infotainment system setup. It's got the older style where it's like the rainbow of icons. It is touchscreen, so you could go ahead to your heart content and touch the screen and go through your different things. You want navigation and all that. The good news is if you don't like touching the screen because you're like have a phobia about it, there's other ways to do it, and I'll show you in a second. Here's your start stop button. You do get heated seats, but there's no ventilated seats. Dual climate control. I like how slim everything is. Here is your Mazda key fob. It looks like sort of like a Zippo lighter. You got the buttons on the side. Down below, you only have a 12 volt. So as of right now, I'm zonking that because I would like to see a USB. Gloss black, this is your switch for your sport mode that changes the parameters of the engine and the transmission and everything together. The silver here is very nice. Here's your other way to change up what's going on with your infotainment system. So you just twist the knob, you push down, and then you could bring up whatever you want. So very, very easy to use, easy to understand. Two simple cup holders, nice soft armrests. You lift it up, you got a felted tray so you don't scratch your Jolly Ranchers. The good news is 2 USBs and a 12 volt. So all your connectivity is gonna happen at the back part, only a 12 volt up at the front. And then you have enough space in there, which this tray is a little annoying. I'm gonna automatically zonk that just because it's annoying. But underneath the tray, you could probably stack horizontally about 8 Twinkies. So definitely good for that. Seats, as you can see, it's that beige color. Not the biggest fan of the color, but they're soft as can be, like a lazy boy. I do like the stitch work. And overall, I think it looks very sharp. I would like to see this with that deep impact blue and the tan interior. Up top, you got a nice standard sunroof, lighter headliner. That's gonna make everything feel a little open and airy in here. But why don't you get over the business side of things? I want to show you behind the wheel of this CX-5. All right, guys, business time behind the wheel of this CX-5. You do get electric seat controls, which is very nice. Nice feature. Get it to really form fit to your body. Mazda steering wheels are some of the best. I like the shape of it. It could be a little thicker, but the style of it's beautiful. Nice looking horn button. The buttons are all nice and flat black, so you're not going to get fingerprints all over it. And then the dash makes sense. You got your speedometer in the center, tack over to the left, and on the right you have a nice little information display where you could toggle through all sorts of information, which is really, really nice, and have that easy to see, easy to get to. Soft material on the top portion of the dash. You can see the amount of headroom I have in here. Why don't we go ahead and check out the back seat and see how your passengers are gonna like the CX-5. All right, guys, back seat time in the CX-5. Plenty of headroom in here. Leg room looks great. I like the way I'm sitting. I feel very natural. I don't feel like I'm crunched or laid out too far. You do have 2 rear AC vents with some nice silver trim on the touring trim. Uh-oh, what's going on there? But wait, don't zonk it yet. Hold on to your zonks. Fold this down. Armrest is actually pretty soft, even with this being a lid. You have 2 cup holders. You have your traditional Jolly Ranch, excuse me, not gonna put a Jolly Rancher in there. Twizzler size area here. You can lay down your Twizzlers. Open this up. That's where you're gonna plug in your USB. So you have your USBs here, some nice felt lining so you're not gonna scratch your iPhone 20. We could close that up, fold it back. Feels good back here. Let's go ahead and check out that cargo area and see how much space we have in a CX-5. All right, guys, time to see where really the Mazda CX-5 really earns its keep. You press the button, it's all electric assist, it's on the quicker side, so that's a good thing. The awesome news though is look at how much room there is, even with the seats up. So you're looking at a total of, with the seats up, 30.9 cubic feet of space. You fold those seats down, you almost doubled it. It's almost 60 cubic feet of space. I like the way that they have a 12 volt back here, in case you go camping, in case you go to the beach and you need to blow up some rafts and whatnot. nice wide opening. And then to put the seats down, you have a nice handle right here. Look at that, 1, 2, 3, you pull it. Obviously both are gonna flip down. I'll go ahead and pull both sides. Look at that, you can do the middle, or you could go all the way, go big or go home. And then of course that will fold flat back, the seats kind of back for myself. We pull up this, what do we have underneath here? There's your spare, there's your jack and everything that you need in case, God forbid, something happens on the side of the road, you get a flat or whatnot. Well, let's go ahead and get to the best part. If you're ready, I'm ready. Let's take this CX-5 for a spin. All right, guys, we left Ed Morse Mazda. We're in the 2020 CX-5. I love these CX-5s. I love the space inside, the fit and finish on the inside. You get on the throttle, and it actually feels quicker than what the numbers say, which is really nice. And I think a lot of it has to do with the 6-speed automatic transmission. It's a very good transmission, really shifts nicely. And in sport mode, everything is changed up and it feels good. Another thing about a Mazda, if you have not driven one, even their SUVs, they feel engaging to drive. It's all about having a good drive. And as an enthusiast, I know, and you know, that that's what we want. We may not be able to drive a sports car every day because we need the room, but we don't want to lose the driving experience. And I think that's where Mazda really brings it to the table. And definitely on their interiors, very, very nice touches. Extremely nice touches. They're doing things with their interiors that a lot of other manufacturers are only dreaming about. But back on throttle, this one's front wheel drive. It did brake traction just a little bit, but you can get all wheel drive. On the brakes, good feedback. We turn in here, nice and smooth. That's what I like about this car. You're in control, you feel confident, you feel good, you feel comfortable. And that's another great thing about this CX-5. Seating position, the seats are nice. They hold your body in a snug way, but it's a good snug way. It's not like you're flopping around, and it's not that you're too tight in the seat either, which is wonderful. I think with the Touring trim, that hits a good sweet spot. Yes, you could go up the Grand Touring, and there's the Signature Series, but I think at this price point, you're getting a lot of SUV for the money, and something that looks good and runs good. Controls are easy to get to, easy to understand. I mean, what else can I say about this thing? It's really, really wonderful setup on just how nicely this CX-5 drives. All right, guys, on throttle, let's see how she handles in this left-hand bend on the brakes. I'm telling you, it feels good. It really feels good. It feels planted, and it's not even the all-wheel drive version. This CX-5 Signature with the turbo and the all-wheel drive, now that's fun. That's fun on 4 wheels, but of course you're going up higher in the price point. If you're worried about the iPad-style infotainment system, they integrate it very smartly into the dash. It's not that big of an obtrusive thing sticking out. It doesn't look cheap by any means, and I've been in some other brands where the infotainment iPad style looks like you could just take it off because it's held on with a piece of bubble gum and some tape. But smooth to drive, good over the bumps, and overall I think it's a great package. But we're gonna go ahead, wrap this up, get back to Ed Morse Mazda, so I'll see you in a split second. All right, guys, it's been a wonderful day here at Ed Morse Mazda. I definitely gotta thank Brian and the rest of the crew, so accommodating to get these 2020 models for us as soon as they get to the dealership. CX-5, I definitely think it's a winner, and I definitely think it's a great competitor for all the other SUVs in this segment. If these are the types of vehicles, though, that you want to keep seeing on Radius Rise, leave a comment in the comment section. If you're new to the channel and you're on your way out, hit the subscribe button. I promise you it's worthwhile coming back for more. If you are a subscriber, thank you for being part of the Radius Rise family. If you want to help us keep making great content for you, click the link in the description, get yourself some Radius Rise merch. Got to give it up to Big Guns McGee, Tom Moschner, helping me get this CX-5 on camera. And just like always, guys, I'll see you on the next ride.